Hello, good evening. Good evening, everyone. I am so excited to have you all to join us. I'm not sure if you have been on a live here with us before, with myself before, but if not, um, just know that we're going to be honest, we're going to be real, just like the blooper of me fixing my clothes at the end of the countdown. I did not know that we were live yet. I am here with Pastor Bethany Heath, the executive pastor of Greater Higher Ground Ministries in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So excited to have you
I'm
here.
so glad to be here.
Oh my God, we have been enjoying ourselves already.
Already.
We have been enjoying ourselves. We do ask that when you come in, that you comment, that you share, that you put up an orange heart. Please put up an orange heart. Let us know that you're in here. We will try our best to make sure that we look and see your comments and look at all the love that you guys are showing to us. Again, this is something new that I am venturing off with. I started with Voice for Her, which is Millennial Pastors' Wives that's stretching across the United States. If I have any of my Voice for Her sisters on, put your green hearts up. But this year, I'm expanding and coming back to my city. As a native of Winston-Salem, born and raised in Winston-Salem, just like Pastor Heath, born and raised here. Also, church girls.
Church babies.
Church babies. Like, we've always been here.
Always been here.
Always been here.
Always.
We was born here, went to school here, raised there.
Yep.
We've always been here. So it is my objective doing Millennial Voices of the Triad to highlight those that are natives, those voices in the church, because we were the babies.
Right.
We were the babies. The 80s, the 90s, we was the babies, and the teens, all those good things.
Right.
And now these are going to be some of our leaders. Some of our leaders, and even the voices. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? But I know it is somebody somewhere saying, I saw it on them.
Right. Oh,
I saw it.
I seen it.
I,
You didn't see nothing.
no, you didn't see it. I saw it when they handed her the mic.
To God be the glory.
To God be the glory. We are here. I'm going to real quick say hello to, I think it's Overseer Corey Griffin. Is it Overseer?
Pastor G.
Pastor G. And my cousin is on. Hello, Sonia. Thank y'all so much for jumping on. I see the orange heart. Thank you so much for sharing that. So, again, if you haven't shared, please like, please comment, and we're going to jump right in because I believe in using all my time. all my time.
All your time.
To talk.
Music.
Yes, to talk. And this is what I'm here for. I'm here to talk to her. I am here to talk to you. So, one thing that I shared with you, Betsy, when I talked to you was, the first question I asked her was, what do you like to be called? Because I'm very formal in the sense of I respect us. And the thing is, growing up in church, a lot of people saw you as a child.
Right.
And so transitioning over to now being a leader, I always want to honor my peers. So that's why I call her Pastor Heath, even though she might not want to be called it. So for the people, what's your preference?
I guess for me, it depends on the setting.
Okay.
And how formal we are.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight, I can just be Bethany.
Okay. It's going to be Bethany tonight.
Yes.
But that don't mean when she come preaching and singing in church, please don't be up here talking about, we thank God for Bethany.
It's all right. It's all right. I'll shift in whatever capacity I need to.
I love it.
To be in.
I love it. She's adaptable.
Yes.
She's shiftable.
Yes.
We are.
Yes, we are.
We are.
And we grew up that way.
Yes.
Okay. Had to
Yes.
be. Had to learn how to adjust and live.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Speaking of the way you grew up, talk to me about Daddy's Girl,
Mhm.
Mama's World.
Mhm.
Talk to me about growing up as Apostle and Bishop Heath's princess.
Okay, that's a great place to start. So I'll tell you a funny story. So my auntie started calling me princess.
Mm-hmm.
Just around because I've always been a girly girl. And so I think I had to preach or speak or something. And this guy named, you probably know him, Bishop Jamaris Hewley,
Mm-hmm.
started calling me the Pentecostal princess. That's where that name came from.
Got it.
And so when he started calling me that, I got the big head and I got high and mighty. So originally the Pentecostal princess was Sherry Bratcher. That is the original Pentecostal princess, okay? She will always be.
Shout out to Lady
Shout out. There's only one.
Only
one.
And nobody can praise or shake their head
Like Lady Sherry Bratcher, okay? So originally she was that. And so when he gave me that title, I was like, oh my gosh. And so I got the big head. And so one day I got home and my parents set me down and my dad said, let me tell you something. And I was like, yeah. He said, you're the princess in this house. He said, outside of this house, don't nobody owe you nothing. You don't matter. Nothing else is important. You are that to us. So when you out there, you need to show respect. You need to show love. You need to honor people because no one has to be nice to you because you're our princess. And from that day to this one, it is what keeps me grounded. It is what keeps me humble because people don't have to be nice to you. People don't have to like you. People don't have to acknowledge you. And so in my home, I am who I am. And out there, I'm the people's person. I love the people.
Wow. I love the fact that you were well grounded like that.
Listen, if you know John and Janice, baby, you're gonna be grounded, okay?
Oh my God. Oh my God. When I say anytime I've encountered your family, everybody is so sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I come from some good people.
Yeah. Everybody is very sweet. So I can understand that. I won't get off too bad on the tangent of PKs. My husband's a PK. I'm just a preacher's daughter. Pastor's kids.
Preacher's daughter still a PK.
Oh Jesus.
Still a PK.
But to know that your parents made sure that you understood ministry at an early age, because some preachers' kids do get that rep of like being snobbish, standoffish, and things of that nature, and sometimes the parents don't check it.
Right. I never had a chance to. I had my moments, but I never had a chance to be as snooty as I could have been because my hands were always working. And so my father started our church in 1994. And so he taught me at an early age, learn everything in ministry that there is to learn, because one day you'll run this. I was like, yeah. So he was grooming me all along, but I never knew in what capacity he was grooming me in. And so I have just always been a servant. I've always been willing to work. Anyone who knows me, anyone who has been a part of Greater Higher Ground or come into Greater Higher Ground, you've always seen me working, whether it's the praise team, whether it is cleaning the bathroom, whether it was working in the sound room. There were times in ministry where I had to get on the drums. Am I a drummer? No. But hey, every PK has been on somebody's instrument, okay?
Absolutely.
I did study piano in school, but I never took it serious. But I've always, just been working. So ministry is a part of my life. Yeah. And anything that I've done, anywhere I've gone, it has always stemmed from what I have learned in ministry. Yeah. And my parents never pressured me. But it was a lifestyle that they lived. Yeah. They didn't just, because you have those people who preach one thing and then they go home and their life is totally different. What you seen in ministry is what I seen at home. And so it just seemed cool to serve God. And it wasn't always, a good day, but I never went home and the lights were out. I never had to bounce from home to home. I never, cars and things didn't get picked up. So I had a really good childhood. I would say I was sheltered. My mother hates when I say that. I say I was sheltered, but now that I look back on it, the ministry was saving grace, and I am forever grateful for the opportunity to have been raised in a ministry that has a solid foundation.
Wow. I love the fact that, and shout out to Bishop Heath. We love Bishop Heath, and I cannot wait to get her in this seat.
Oh my.
I can't wait to get her in this seat too, because she is also a part of, there is there's a handful of ladies in the city who, they lost their spouse, they lost their pastor, but these ladies carried it on, and she is one of them. Dr. Hines. Yes. Dr. Hines, Bishop Heath, Pastor Samuels, and the late Apostle McLeod. Yes. These ladies, the strength,
yes.
Oh,
they have been wonderful examples.
Absolutely, absolutely. And to have that as not just your spiritual leader, but your mom too. Like, that is amazing.
Right. And I tell people all the time that my parents didn't just birth me in the natural, but they birthed me in the spirit. Like, my parents are my spiritual parents as well.
Wow.
I used to preside, and I never thought about preaching. I would be the one that say, "All preachers stand," and I would stay seated because I ain't nobody's preacher. I ain't nobody's preacher. I am just, I'm just Bethany.
Yeah.
And it has always been that. But my parents literally birthed me in the spirit. My father took time and instilled in me Christ. And it was just his word, the preach word that would come across the pulpit that would convict me every time. And I just had to, one Sunday I got up and ran to the altar and say, I want to be saved.
Yeah.
But it was, it was what they lived. And so I am grateful to still have my mother, to still be that example, to still work and learn. Wow, I have her here.
Well, I definitely have seen you work. I'll tell my story. Before I tell my story, thank you for the hearts that are jumping up. This is Leah and Pastor Cover. Thank y'all. There I go squinting. And I will be squinting when Robert Harrison comes on, and he's going to have something to say about me squinting. I could not say.
I love his voice. That Robert Harrison.
Ain't he? We're going to talk about your voice now. We're going to talk about your voice. Jesus. I have witnessed, we were in fellowship with you all back in, I believe, March. And 1 minute, she was singing. The next minute, it looked like she had like maybe some fans in her hands, so I think she was trying to help us out because church was hot, and I was enjoying it. I loved that church. Oh my God. And then my daughters got to the altar and they decided they wanted to start shouting, and she came with the cloths. I said, is there anything she not gonna do? Is there anything she not gonna do today? Like, so she's serious when she says she'll do it all. But I love the fact that your father even said that, hey, you need to learn a little bit about everything.
Absolutely.
A little bit about everything. That way the house don't go lacking.
Never goes lacking. But
we thank God for when he adds, so you don't have to do anything. We thank God for that, because it'll wear you out.
Yes,
it will wear you out.
Yes, it will.
So let's talk about, you mentioned voice. Was the first thing ministry wise, as far as things to do in church, was the first thing you were attracted to music?
I guess I'll say yes to that. My father was in theater, and we were also, in ministry. And so when he started the church, he was a pastor. He was, what's it called? I forget what it's called. But he was standing in for a pastor at a church in Midway.
Okay.
And so he did that for 2 years before branching out to start his own. And while he was there, I used to sit on the second row with my mom, and we started a choir. And so it was myself, it was Mother Julie, and it was Minister Josh. Brother Josh and I were the youngest in the choir, but we had some of the strongest voices in the choir. So that's kind of where I started singing. And then my father, like I said, he was in theater. So when he would have shows, I would always be in rehearsal with him. And I would learn every part so that if somebody was out of rehearsal, I would jump in and do their part. And so I just started singing, and it just became something that I like to do and enjoy doing. Because even now, at the tender age of 43, tender age of 43, I don't consider myself, and I told a friend of mine this the other day, I don't consider myself a singer, because there are some, like, Robert Harrison is a singer. Bishop Stephen Williams is a singer. Kenithia Mason, those are singers. I don't consider myself a singer, but I can, God has anointed my gift. And so I do what I do because of what he's gifted me to do.
She just told me something I didn't know, that she didn't consider herself a singer.
No.
The way I heard you sing, I want to make sure I remember this correctly. I think it was Union Baptist. It was possibly something for either Black History Month, Martin Luther King. I could hear the theater in it now, because it made me feel like I was back in 1960, 1950, because it was so, it's the power that comes out of your mouth for me. Like, and it just catches your attention. Like, you can't sing and somebody, and I be talking over here. It's like, if I'm talking and you start singing, I'm gonna be like, wow.
And that's a gift that he gave me. And I don't take it for granted. So I use it every chance I get. But if we're in a group of singers and someone says, who can come up here and sing something? I'm going to be the one that's going to step back and push the singers forward.
I love it. She said, I'm a pusher. I support. But the thing is, I've been in services and we do a good mic toss. You better know they coming to find you. Better know they coming to find you. Yeah. But hey, we love the gift. We honor the gift.
God be the glory.
We honor the gift. So you have been in several plays. The one that I know and everybody named Mama know around here, the Black Nativity. But also there is Mahalia.
Mahalia.
And
I've been in Color Purple. I have been in Don't Bother Me, I Can't Cope. I have been in The First Noel. And I was actually the understudy for Queen Esther Merrill and the Harlem Gospel Singers overseas. So I traveled overseas for a season of my life.
Wow. How was it traveling overseas?
It was wonderful, but I am a homebody. And I'm an only child. So I needed to be closer to home.
Gotcha.
I was too far. And it was just, that wasn't my thing.
It wasn't.
It was fun while it lasted, but it wasn't for me.
When I realized that you had been overseas, my first thought was to be able to travel and sing across seas. Why would you want to come back? So you just answered my question. You're a homebody, and that's where your heart wanted to be.
And I'm a true daddy's girl.
Yeah.
And at the time when I was traveling, my dad he was sick.
Mm-hmm.
And so I couldn't be free as I needed to be because I feel like I needed to be here to take care of my dad.
Gotcha.
And so I didn't miss out on anything because he promised me when I would go that he would be okay.
Yeah.
And literally he was okay. When I would get back, something would happen. So the timing would always be right. And I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I even toured with Pastor John P.
Yeah.
for a season. And that was fun. I really love to be home.
Wow.
And I love to travel, but I like to be able to go
Mm-hmm.
and be back home.
And be back home.
Because ministry is a huge part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I was doing a lot in ministry.
Mm-hmm.
So I was feeling as if I'm not there, then who's going to get it done?
Mm-hmm.
So I've always just had ministry at heart.
So then, this is a good time, excuse me. This is a good time for me to say, if you haven't already shared, please share, please like, please comment. Somebody told me I needed to do this, so I'm making sure that every now and again, good job. Making sure that I say that. Okay. So one of my questions was more along the lines of the sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
To what appeared to me to stay behind to take on ministry, but it's really not a sacrifice for you. It's truly where you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times I found that people want to get out.
Right.
And I have even had my moments.
Right.
I still have moments where I'm like, I just really want to leave Winston Salem.
Right.
But
and that's real because it happens.
Yeah, it's like I want to leave Winston Salem because you see everything and it's like you know everything, but then you realize too it's changing and new people are coming in, so there's new opportunities to engage new people. But for you, it's really not a
ministry is my life.
Yeah.
And the sacrifice for me was leaving.
Wow.
That was, God's reward to me for being faithful in where I served. Here's an opportunity. Here's a door that I'm opening for you and it would always come at the right time.
Yeah.
When I would need a break, but didn't know how to say I needed a break. So I feel like it was God's reward to me to say, hey, let me open this door.
Wow.
But my heart was always at home. This was before social media, before all of that. I need to make sure that home is okay.
Yeah.
Because if home is not okay, I'm not okay. And Greater Higher Ground I love Greater Higher Ground. I love my parents. And that is where, I think that's why it's so hard now for me I'm working on living a balanced life because, there's more to life than just ministry.
Absolutely.
And so
Absolutely.
I am growing into that, and it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
But I just feel like the opportunities and the doors that have opened for me in life is solely because I have always been faithful at home.
Wow. I mean, that's the way I change it because at home. And because you take care of home, God takes care of you.
He does.
And
He takes great
nothing.
care. I lack nothing. He takes great care of me.
So what does balance look like for you? Or what you're striving for it to look like?
I am striving to take more breaks.
Okay.
And so I grew up where my parents, we did not take vacations because we couldn't miss Sunday mornings.
Oh boy.
So, missing Sunday morning is like, it was like a sin.
Yeah.
And so now where I am, that's why you have people you can put in place and you set things in place and you prepare for your leaving.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna try that my first time. I'm gonna take me a break.
Now, Greater Higher Ground, don't y'all not come to church though?
They gonna be there. They gonna be there. They gonna be there. They gonna be there.
Oh, when I tell you, I have seen the videos where they be like, Pastor not coming, and people get up
Right, leave.
I'm like, oh,
Right.
oh,
That's a
don't do
real
that.
thing. Listen,
Don't do that.
that's a real thing. But
We have
yeah.
gotten to the place where we took, don't tell them you're going to do that.
Right. So I mean, you know, just breaks here and there when I need them before I get to that burnout.
Yeah.
Or I get to I'm too overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you know, to enjoy life because, you know, he desires for us to live life and that more abundantly.
Absolutely. So being proactive instead of reactive,
Mm-hmm.
which is wisdom, because
Right.
a lot of times it is now I'm frustrated.
Right.
Now I'm burnt out.
Right.
Now I'm getting ready to step back.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of saying, you know what, let me just take me some time while things are okay. You know, while things are good.
Right.
So I love that. I love the fact that you're going to get that balance and that y'all going to be okay.
Everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody gonna be okay.
Everybody going to be
Right.
okay.
And I'm gonna be okay.
Yes, and you're going to be okay. And you're not going to be calling
Right.
or texting.
Right.
Or on the live.
Oh, on the line. I
You're
might
going to
have
be on the live. I remember the first time we left since he's been pastoring and he was on the live and I was just like, can you turn that on?
You got to make sure everything is okay. 'Cause I'm literally a phone call away.
Oh goodness, I was like, can you turn it on? Oh, we not there. They gonna be okay. So
Right.
I just want to make sure if it ain't right, you ain't gonna fix it. Because you're not there. You're not there anyway. You're not there anyway. Oh, so if you were not, which it may be hard to think about if you were not in ministry, or let me back up, not if you were not in ministry, your occupation, you're still in a place of where you work with people. You're the lead recruiter, so she's always helping.
I'm always.
She is always helping people. I found out, just my personal testimony with her, my nephew didn't even realize that he was working with her, and as a result, he got a permanent position somewhere, and we're excited. And it's like, yeah, that's Pastor Heath. And I'm like, oh, she a preacher. She's a pastor. She an old pastor. She an old pastor. So, if you were not a lead recruiter, what would you be? Like your dream job?
My dream job, I would probably pursue theater all the way. And I would probably have I would probably do something with undergarment and maybe be like a plus size model.
We are coming for this whole undergarment thing, and I just want the people to know I cannot wait. I have my questions, I have my comments. Somebody please tag Lachey Timmons and tell her we're getting ready to talk about these undergarments. So you would do theater or plus size model? Okay. So there's still time for it. Yeah,
definitely.
Oh, Robert said you are by far his favorite female vocalist.
Oh my gosh.
He loves you.
Right.
Hey, Lady Coca, I'm on, did I know you about Robert? He's such a mess. I really thought he was going to pop up. I really felt like he was going to pop up today. But
yeah, I would do theater.
Okay. What type of theater?
I would probably performing vocal drama, stuff like Dream Girls.
Yes.
I would do things like that, and I would do. I wouldn't travel far, but I would do like road tours every once in a while.
Gotcha. How was it touring with Pastor John P.K.?
It was a great experience.
Really?
It was a great experience. Not the life I decided to live. On and off the bus, traveling. you know, sometimes in 2 cities in one night.
Mm.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a great experience though.
Yeah.
And it's on my resume that I
That
did
you
it.
did it, yeah,
Mhm.
and you can say, done that, not,
Right.
not my thing though,
Right,
not my thing.
right.
How strict your is your regiment when you are in like when you're doing shows, whether it be tour or like your shows with theater? How strict is it?
I try to eat healthier
Mm-hmm.
when I am doing that, and I try to get as much rest as possible
Yeah.
because it's all about stamina.
Mm-hmm.
And so, rest is important. I drink a lot of water anyway. Probably can't tell, but
I be drinking water too.
I drink a lot of water. But you know what? And if my best friend is on here, she's probably gonna laugh because when I do black activity or any stage play or whatever, um, I typically eat fried chicken before I go out on stage. Because it's something about, and this is for me, this is not for everybody, and I'm not saying it's what's right to do, but for me,
Mm-hmm.
it works. Usually some spice. I love spicy food, so typically some spicy, and it's typically Bojangles chicken tenders that I have, and it's something about them notes, baby. They just come on.
That hot, it just open you up.
They
It
just come on
open you
out.
up.
That spice and that grease. Get on those vocal cords.
Just lubricate the vocal
Listen.
cords.
And baby, I can sing. I
I
can sing.
love it.
And Jesus oil. And we're good to go.
So we like spicy food and we like sweets. We love it.
Bad combination though.
It is a bad combination, but it's a good combination.
We can definitely get something to eat.
Oh God, we could go out to eat. Don't worry about what we eat though.
Right, don't worry about that.
We gonna have water though.
We're gonna have water.
We are.
And a dessert.
Yeah.
Because food is not complete without something sweet.
Did y'all hear that?
Food is not complete without something sweet.
And it's okay if it come first too.
It is okay.
I am one who would eat dessert
gosh.
first.
Are
And
you
then
serious?
that's like, so what you eating for dinner? I don't know.
It's something about when you had the sweet, something about when you have the salty
and sweet.
and the sweet. Yeah. Because you got to get that salt taste out your mouth.
Yeah.
Something sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all right. We working though. We working.
We're working. Yes, we are.
Yes, and we
To be better.
Voices being lubricated. I've never heard that. I have never heard that.
Yeah.
But hey,
It
if it
works.
works for
It
you,
works.
because you get them notes out. I've never heard your horse.
Now, I've been hoarse.
Oh,
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
You just know how to work.
And my voice has been through a transition.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and people don't know this, but probably my last 2 Black nativities, my voice has been in transition.
Mm-hmm.
And I lived in fear of going to get it checked out, just because I didn't know what they would tell me. And so I need my voice, not just for singing, but I literally, talking is my job.
Yeah.
And so, I preach on Sundays and it's my livelihood.
Yeah.
So, but I've done things that have helped, and rest is really, 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 it's a big thing.
Yeah.
And so when the body does not get enough rest, it does not operate. And this is, covering the mic, but this is one of the only instruments that requires rest.
Mm-hmm.
People that play the organ, they play the piano, trombone, they play drums, whatever other instrument, this is the only instrument that requires rest. So in that transition, I have had to find what works for me and get the proper amount of rest so that my voice can do what it needs to do when it needs to do it.
Wow. Speaking of rest and vocal, Pastor is a beast with or without the spice.
Thank you.
Roseburg.
Thank you, Brother Jenny.
Isn't she? You graduated from a Southern school.
I did. SU.
It was a part of the birth.
Yes.
I
was the best.
Oh,
I sang down there.
did you?
I did.
So what part, what's your range? Like you can.
So I am a classically trained mezzo soprano, but I am a alto all day long.
Okay, gotcha.
But you know they say, church sopranos or church altos are lazy sopranos. So on a good day, I can hang with a soprano.
Why do you say that?
Because it's the truth.
I didn't want you to say
But it's the truth. We're gonna
that.
speak truth on the live.
Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing for the ones that have called me lazy. And y'all know who y'all are. There are about 2 organists. And I rolled my eyes. There are 2 organists.
Listen, it is the truth. It is the truth. On a good day, I can hang with a good soprano.
Come on.
On a just getting up day,
Yeah.
I'm a tenor. And about lunchtime, I'm out.
Alto. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
But
we
classically
were-
trained, I am a mezzo soprano. So, my range is wide, and I'm grateful for that.
I love it.
And so I just get to, play with my voice. I don't know what it's gonna do until, I open my mouth and I'm singing whatever I'm singing. But I am grateful for the opportunity to be able to sing whatever needs to be sung at whatever time. And that comes from ministry. That didn't just come from being classically trained.
Yeah.
That came from ministry because sometimes if we were a soprano short, I have to be a soprano.
Yeah.
Alto is just what came natural,
Mm-hmm.
and being tenor, it's right below the alto, so it was
Yeah.
just easy to do. And so I'm grateful for that.
Gotcha. So moving from the princess, which I'm glad you told me who gave you that name, because that was one thing I wanted to know, because that's how I learned about you.
Really?
Yes, it was the
Oh, wow.
Pentecostal princess. I was like, oh, okay. And then I saw you in service and you had on heels and you were shouting. I was like, yep. Did I know I was all
But we
over.
love the hill now.
I love to see y'all in heels. I love to see y'all in heels and the people be shouting and I be here for it. The first time I went to Higher Ground, it was you, Mama J, and Miss Rochelle.
Mm-hmm.
The way the 3 of y'all sung, I said, Jesus, talk about a whole choir. Like this is a whole choir right here. So going from music and being around music all your life, being in ministry all your life, and now stepping in the role of pastor.
Mm-hmm.
Even though your father prepared you for it, can you truly say you were prepared?
No. I am yet preparing.
Mm.
Yeah. And I am finding my own voice.
Gotcha.
Because my father's shoes were huge.
Yeah.
He was so much to so many.
Yeah.
And for a long time, I was trying to, I literally, when he passed, and we just, has transitioned for 10 years, January 23rd of this year. But when he transitioned, I spent the first probably 2 years, no breaks, just going forward and trying to be him and trying to be there for everybody and trying to do everything, that it really just took a toll on me.
Yeah.
And I had to realize that my father was my father.
Mm-hmm.
And for the time that he was here, he did what he could do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so he had it in writing that should he transitioned, that the ministry would go to my mother, and then if she did not want it, that it would then come to me. So he groomed me from a child up until, his last breath. When he passed, we were in revival. And the day before he passed, he asked me, he said, did you and Corey, who was Pastor G, he said, did y'all take care of the preacher? Did y'all take him out to eat and make sure that everything was okay? Because he just had a way of loving on people and making sure that everybody felt welcome, that everybody got what they needed, that everybody was taken care of. And so he made sure that I knew how to handle the affairs. And so I did that. And so I tried to keep doing that even after he transitioned. And I realized my mother, she was preaching and doing, running the church. And then she's still pastoring and she's still, doing that, but she allows me to do a little bit more. And so in that, I've had to find my way.
Yeah.
I've had to find my voice. And, I've just talked to God and said, help me to not be the voice, but hear the voice.
Yeah.
And so it has helped me and it yet helps me. And I have wonderful people in my life. Apostle Gloria Sanders is one that I absolutely love. Bishop Steve Williams, and Bishop Justin Marshall, people that I can go to and talk to and ask questions and, get direction.
Yeah.
And so it is about me finding my voice and not being like someone else, but doing it how God gives it to me. And if it doesn't, line up to how my father did it, it doesn't take away from the mantle that I carry. So I carry his mantle.
Yeah.
And even though I do that, it doesn't necessarily mean that I have to do things the way he did it.
Yeah.
I do it the way the Lord gives it to me. But as long as the people are getting Jesus, that's all that matters.
Like that's so rich though. It is so rich. And the fact that he prepared and often what I've seen and what I've heard is that lack of preparation and leaving things so open-ended. And you have sometimes where the wife is trying to hold on to the ministry, but the church wants something different, but for him to be a man of order that set things in place, like to make sure that y'all were even taken care of even after the fact. I love that.
And he did that.
It speaks to even the fact of his love for greater higher ground. And I often say that a pastor who does not prepare his people for when he is not there. This is a bold statement I'm gonna make, but I stand behind it. I question their love because the church may have started with you, but it's not supposed to end with you.
That's right.
So that's a love that I feel like another way that love is shown because they want to make sure that their people are okay. And that their people includes their family too.
He did that.
Wow.
He did that. He made sure that Greater High Ground was good. He made sure that his Heath girls were good. He made sure that our family was good. He was a man of order. And he didn't just preach it across the pulpit, but he was really big on making sure you have a life insurance policy, making sure that you have things in place so that when I am not here, you'll know how to take it on. He was big on that, and he stood by that and said that he was not going to be in the pulpit preaching and shouting, and then, this is not to offend anybody, but he was not going to be the one with preaching and shouting, and then I leave here and my family got to figure out how they're going to put me in the ground.
Exactly.
And because it is very stressful, and you don't know how stressful transition is until you've experienced it. And so because he had things in order, we have been able to keep a place together, keep our people together for 10 years.
Wow.
And so Yeah.
Wow, that speaks such volumes. One thing that my husband has been preaching for over the last year is telling parents trying to think how he worded it, but basically, while people are leaving things to their children, such as, homes and cars and even money, but the best thing that you can pass off to your children is your faith.
Yes.
And it sounds like in all of those things as well, but he really passed down his faith to you. And so with you sitting in the place of the pastor and now finding your voice and ministering the way that God has given it to Bethany to minister. Let's talk about the difference between now. I've heard different people, but I want to hear from a woman's perspective. Oh, and I want to go back a little bit. Sorry.
That's okay.
I love the fact that even though I love the fact that your father put you and your mom in place, because sometimes church can be misogynistic. If we're just honest, it can be. So to put not one, but two women in place and that people could submit. I love Greater Higher Ground for that. I love you. I love y'all for that. I love Apostle Heath even more for that. Do you feel like that's a challenge, not within your church, but just as a whole? Do you see that as a challenge as far as women stepping into pastoral positions now versus then, versus 20 years ago?
Yes, I think it is still hard for the female preacher. Only because it has always been made to look like a male's platform. However, when you are who you are and you stand in the authority that you've been given, it does not matter whether you're male or female. The objective is to give Jesus.
That's right.
So at the end of the day, as long as that's what you're doing, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can fight all day because I'm a female, but you can't fight against the God that's in me.
Hello.
So you got to come subject.
Yeah.
And so I stand on the platform I stand on because I come from two strong individuals. It wasn't just a John Heath show. It wasn't a Janice Heath show. They did it together.
Yeah.
And they represented God doing it. They weren't perfect. They didn't always get it right. But the goal has always been Jesus.
Yeah.
It's always been the people and Jesus. And if you build the people will build the church.
Hearing the way that they did it together reminds me of my spiritual mom, Pastor Rita Wilson, Pastor Anthony and Rita Wilson. Everybody doesn't have that story where they do it together. And I love it when you can do ministry, you do life and ministry together, like that partnership with husband and wife. I think it's beautiful. And again, and I continue to say it, it's honorable. It's definitely honorable.
And my mother didn't want to be in the front. She didn't want to be in the front. But my father, because of who he was, he said, you got this. And they need to hear your voice too, because your voice matters. And so just knowing that he was not so, it has to be me, because I'm the male, I'm the husband. It's not about that. It's about us doing this together.
Yeah. Speaking of together, one of the moments where I knew that I wanted to do something that highlighted or brought together the millennial preachers in my city was we were at Dr. Danny's, it elevation service, ordination service. And I remember I was sitting in the back because I was told to move up, but I didn't want to sit up there.
You will sleep in the back, won't you?
I sat in the back that Sunday because I had to leave early.
Mhm,
But I'm sliding in the back all the time.
Slide in the back.
But at that service, I remember seeing you were there, Robert was there, Executive Pastor Sonia Ingram.
Mhm.
She was there. Love her to pieces too. She was there along with a few others that I didn't know.
Mhm.
And I remember texting my husband, and I was like, I love the fact that all of us who was once kids, everybody, I said, and then they all had to have on clergy shirts. I'm not a preacher, so I didn't have on no clergy shirt, but I did have on black. And I remember saying, like, I love the fact that we're all here and we're all here to support.
Right.
We are all here to support. So that was another reason why I'm like, I'm proud.
Right.
I'm proud of us. How does it feel to be in a place where, like we're in the middle? You know, you have the Alpha and the Z, and then there's X and the boomers, and then there's us. But when you really look at ministry, that's who's doing it.
Mhm.
That's who's doing it. So to be, do you consider yourself a voice of the tribe? Because before you answer, I feel like nobody comes to Winston and goes to good church. Yes, I said that, good church. And not know certain people. Do you agree? Do you agree with that? Like you coming to Winston and going to good church, there's just certain people you know.
Oh yeah.
And you know you're one of those. You like the way I set that up.
Yeah, you set that up good.
You are one of those, not just as starting out as a singer, but a preacher as well. The last time I heard you preach, I think I sat the whole time and was like, because trying to see how I want to word it, because we're not going to do emotions.
We're not.
We are not.
No,
I got on the makeup, but we're not. We're just not going to do it on camera. But it was, again, one of those moments where I'm like, this is one of my peers. This is a woman. And she got it. She's got it. She's got the revelation. She's got the oil. She's got it. So you do realize that you're a voice in the city, right?
I did not realize that.
Mm-hmm.
But I will embrace it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I think we on auntie status now. I don't like that term.
Baby, I love being an auntie.
Do you?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't like the term.
I think I like it because I have great nieces and nephews. Maybe if I didn't have great nieces and nephews, I wouldn't like it.
Technically I do too, but I ain't want the people in society calling me a auntie.
Listen, we are of age, okay, to be aunties.
We done graduated.
Yes, we have.
We not daughters, we aunties.
We aunties, okay? And I enjoy. Shout out to my nieces and nephews. I love all of y'all.
Oh, I love it.
Yes,
I love
am
it.
auntie, honey. I wear it proudly.
I love it. So in auntie status, back in the day, church mothers used to,
Just keep me up like this.
We not there yet. We got a good
We got
height.
a good ways, yeah.
Ooh, we got a good height of 2 decades, 2.5 decades, till we get the mother status. Do you find yourself, though, doing the things like church mothers used to? I miss them church mothers that used to come in, baby, and pin your dress and pin your shirt.
We are literally living in the best time because we are the best of both worlds.
Thank you. Ain't we though?
Yes, we have the old school.
Yes.
And some of that old school stuff, we used to laugh at it.
Yeah.
but it's what works.
It does.
And then we have new school,
Mhm.
and we're able to incorporate the two. It's the best of both worlds.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It is the best of both worlds. And so, she's still at our church now. Her name is, we used to call it National. She is Mother Donna Hamlin.
Mhm.
Let me tell you something. Every Sunday, I would come to church and she would have to pin something up on me. She would have to pull something up on me. Sometimes I would have to literally go out and put on a choir robe and come back in church because my clothes and stuff just won't right, falling apart. She would have to sew it together in church. I mean,
We thank God for National Mother.
we thank God for National Mother because she seen me through a lot of Sundays.
Oh, wow.
Okay, she seen me through a lot of Sundays, and I own a slip
Because of National
because of National.
I love it. And if you know me, y'all know where I'm getting ready to go. She done brought it up. Slip. I'm going there. I am going there. You have I don't know if
It's a passion.
A passion. What's underneath?
Mhm.
Now, I really need you to make sure you share this if you have not shared it. It's okay to tag your church in this. If you shared it already, share it again, tag your church, because we're going on the road with this. What's underneath?
What's underneath?
I said it a few months ago, and I meant it. Hey, Christina, do me a favor. Tag Lachey and tell her, if she's not on here, tell her to come on. We're getting ready to talk about these garments. We tired.
Tired.
We're tired. We're tired of bodycon dress. I'm tired of bodycon dresses and church hats.
Sick of it.
I'm tired.
Everything is not a bodycon. And if you must wear a bodycon, wear the right garments to go under your bodycon.
What's underneath?
Because we shouldn't see any dimples, we shouldn't see any rolls, we shouldn't see any double stomachs, we shouldn't see 4 breasts, you only have 2. Everything needs to be solid. And I get real serious and just real indignant about undergarments. Like,
We got 2.
it's 2. It should never be 4. If you push up there and it's more than 2, then you need to go be resized.
Come on.
Because it's only 2. He gave us 2 freely. That developed because you were a woman.
That's it.
That's what he gave you.
That is it.
Anything outside of that,
It's not God.
it ain't God. It ain't God. And it needs to be tucked away.
That ain't God. That ain't God.
It's not God.
Oh, it made me think about it. I don't know if I need this. That's what it made. That ain't God.
That ain't God. Mm-mm.
Ah. So you have a passion for wanting women to look their best, and it starts with what's underneath.
Because what's underneath is what people don't see.
That's right.
And so if you don't take care of what's underneath, then it says what you feel about yourself.
Ooh, Jesus.
And so not everyone does this, but I do this. I wear matching undergarments every day.
Wow.
Because that's how I feel about me.
Mm-hmm.
I matter.
Mm-hmm.
And what people don't see is what you need to take care of. We can dress up the outside. That's what what's underneath is all about.
That's a word.
Being you.
Yeah.
Authentically you.
Mm-hmm.
But it starts with your inner man.
Yeah.
What do you look like under this?
Mm-hmm.
And I always use this example. If you're in a bank
Mm-hmm.
and someone comes in there with a gun and they say strip, would you be embarrassed as to what you have on underneath your clothes?
Wow.
If the answer is yes, then you need to make a consultation with me, and we need to go get you some bras and panties.
You can make that at bnhministries.com. Yes,
Yeah.
and again, please bring her to your church. Please bring her to your church, bridal showers, Not bachelorette party, bridal shower.
If I come to a bachelorette party,
party.
I'll show you what, because even with lingerie,
Mhm.
just because you want to wear it doesn't mean you wear it in your size.
That's true.
And so you coming out in a nightie and you got faux breasts. Well, he don't know no better, but you do.
That ain't God.
That ain't God. Your underwear should never be under your stomach.
True.
If they under your stomach, they're too little.
Mhm.
And if we see that, you feel it.
Yeah,
So it's not right.
that is true.
Your underwear should never be, you should never be walking and your underwear in your butt. If it's a whole pair of underwear,
Mm-hmm.
one side should never be in and the other side covered.
Yeah.
You feel that, and we see it.
Yeah, we see it. Now
And I mean, they're too small.
Pastor, call my mama and tell her to get on here because I'm going to put on blast.
You would not bless your mama.
I'm going to put on blast. My mother, I really want her. Nope, I can't say that. That's too much. Sometimes I don't like when we have gone places, not necessarily church, but we have gone places and people walk in front of her. She will get so upset.
I will too.
Because
And I might snap a picture.
you got a private page for this.
Listen. I have pictures.
Yeah, my mama needs it. Yeah,
Because it's not right.
That is her all day, and she'll
It's
say,
not right.
"That ticked me off so bad." You feel
I'm with you,
it.
mama. You feel
You
it.
feel it.
You feel it.
Feel it.
If you got to do this all day, if you wear a wide bra, you got to. That's too small.
Mm-hmm.
Or either it's old and you need to replace it.
Yeah.
There are just certain things with undergarments. They're undergarments for a reason.
That's true.
And you shouldn't have to adjust them if you buy them to fit.
True.
And so
True.
in church, out of church, this new age,
Mm-hmm.
these babies don't know.
They don't. And I was telling her before the lot. I love watching concerts on YouTube and on Facebook and all the places where everybody choir church. But there's this one choir and this one church specifically. I'm sick of seeing navel holes. I just don't understand why everything has to be so tight.
And no one is correcting it.
Nobody is correcting it.
And you don't have to do it out loud. You can just say, baby, come here. Because when they come to my job
Mm-hmm.
and they come in and they're out of order, before they leave my office, they have a solution.
That's good.
And this is one of the reasons that I want to be blessed and I want to have a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't really talk about something if you can't fix it.
That's true.
And so when I see young girls, I can't really get on them unless I can take care of it.
Sure.
And there have been times where I have pulled them to the side and I say, babe, just tell your mama, whoever, meet me here. And this is what we're going to do. Because you're going to your prom, you're getting ready, and everybody, just because you see a strapless dress, doesn't mean that strapless dress is for you.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they make strapless bras in your size, doesn't mean you're supposed to wear it.
That is very true.
And so, we just throw these young girls out here, but we don't help them.
Yeah.
And so, the girdles that I wore back in the day are not the girdles that I wear now.
They don't even make girls.
They don't make it like they used to. Because, baby, we be like,
Now that armor, God. Now that was the full armor.
Yes, sir. That was the full armor. But they do
full.
make things that will give you the look that you're trying to go for.
Absolutely.
And will help secure you.
Mm-hmm.
Because one thing that is ugly, whether you're at a concert, whether you're at an outdoor event, whether you're at a picnic, whether you're on the choir, we shouldn't see your meat. And if it's shaking and jiggling, that's not of God.
Thank you.
And so you need to ask yourself, what's underneath? If you don't want to wear nothing underneath, that's fine. But you need to get a solid piece that will smooth all that out, because we don't want to see all of that.
We don't. That's true.
And there are undergarments that you can put on where you don't have to wear a bra or, underwear.
Yeah.
But if you don't ask for help, you won't get no help.
help is here.
And help is here.
Yeah, help is
Yeah.
really here. Now, I've been over here cracking up. I have.
But it's real. Honey.
But it is very real. It is very real.
It is
And when you
very real.
find that there's somebody out there that is talking about it, because the first thing we want to say is, well, ain't nobody talking. No, they are.
Right.
They are. She is, again, B-E-N Heath. B-N Heath.
Ministries.
B-N-H Ministries.com. You can go on there and you can book her a consultation with her. So the help is there.
It's there.
It's out here. You can also submit your prayer requests and you can also book her as well.
Oh,
on
you
there.
looked at my site? Come
Oh,
on.
yeah. I've been on site.
Yes,
Yes, I have been on the site. So
But undergarments are important.
absolutely.
And I think it's so important because when I was a little girl, I've had large breasts since I was in elementary school.
Mhm.
I was born with them.
Gotcha.
And so my mother always made sure that I had good bras.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because she paid for them, they used to be you remember Sears? They were the white, pointy, the cone bra. Baby, sitting at attention. I could shout, I could do whatever in church, and they won't move. We need to go back to that. However, now they still don't move because I wear nice undergarments.
Yeah.
And I wear good, protection.
Mm-hmm.
But that it started when I always wore white. I don't own a white bra now. Or white underwear. I hate it because that's what I was always in. But it started there. And then I had a cousin who she would always have on matching undergarments.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to be like, one day when I have my own money,
Yeah.
I am going to go and buy me some matching underwear and bras that still look good because she was still supported.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I started working, my first job was Cato.
Oh, wow.
And at the time when I started at Cato, they did not have a lingerie section.
Gotcha.
So I would still go to Sears,
Mm-hmm.
but I would buy things that match.
Yeah.
And so as I grew and I worked at Lane Bryant, I found out,
I got a lot out of it.
yeah, a lot of money. Listen. And so sometimes, and I said all that to say this, sometimes you're wearing things because it's what you're used to
Mm-hmm.
and not necessarily because you've been properly sized.
Right.
Sometimes, you get up and you go to Walmart and you feel like you need a new bra, but it's not your size bra, it's just what's comfortable.
Yeah.
And just because it's comfortable doesn't mean it's your size. And so sometimes women fall into that category. I'm just going to do this
Mm-hmm.
without going somewhere it's nothing wrong with getting bras or undergarments from Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
But you do need to know what size you need to purchase when you go into Walmart.
Sure.
So you can go to places like Lane Bryant or Soma or Hanesbrand is closing down. But you can go to places like that where they will properly fit you
Mm-hmm.
and size you and tell you what size you need to wear.
So you know how to size people nowadays.
I can size them, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put it to work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it to work. And I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna tell y'all that she's gonna be here. So even if you don't go to bnhministries.com, she's gonna be here. I'm gonna bring her here. I'm just saying it. I'm gonna bring her here and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna say, I told y'all.
Mm-hmm.
She'll be here on this day. And I want you to come and do sizing. And I want you to come and just talk about the whole thing with undergarments, period. What's
I have
undergarments?
mannequins, I have the
Yeah.
garments, I have, sometimes we as women can, our nipples,
Mhm.
they're nipple coverings.
Yeah.
It's all type of stuff. Sometimes, because some of us are heavier than others, there's padding that you can put
Put under, yeah.
under
Yeah.
so that it won't leave a mark. It's so much that we just don't know,
Yeah.
that we're ignorant to because no one has ever showed us the proper way. And how grandma did it worked,
Yeah.
but now, they have advanced grandma.
Yeah. Yes.
So let's move into
Advanced grandma
advanced grandma
or aunties.
or aunties. Right.
Right. Aunties
And
too.
care about what's
Yeah.
underneath.
Yeah. I
Right.
love the fact that even though it's physical, what's underneath, you went deeper to say it's how you feel
That's
about
how you feel about
yourself.
yourself, right?
That's good. The way you dress underneath tells how you truly feel about yourself.
right.
You always want to present yourself in the best way.
Always.
Always. Always. But just in
As
case
best as you
you're not.
can. Right.
She gonna make sure that you are together.
Yes, I am. I'm gonna make sure.
Have you ever had a time in church, and I like to ask this question one because I enjoy laughing. I enjoy a good laugh. Has there ever been a time in church where you couldn't get to somebody fast enough and there was a garment issue?
Yeah.
There was
Yeah, we had a lady, her whole slip fell off. And you know what? We slid it,
yeah.
and then mother keep praising. But she was presentable. Her slip was just too big.
We had
Mother
one
go ahead
too. Plus, when she got on to be with the Lord.
Yeah.
They said she got dancing back there. I didn't know why they was leaning on her. What are we doing back there? Look.
You got to cover the saints up.
Yeah, I didn't know mother had came out there slip. Oh my God.
And I love short dresses. I
Oh,
love short skirts. I love to show my legs.
all right now.
But in ministry, because I don't go to just a sit still church,
Mm-hmm.
I have become more aware that I need to wear longer things
Yeah.
and the appropriate things underneath because of the type of church I go to.
Yeah.
And so I love when I go to a Pentecostal church and I see a lot of River Monroe, because it's the time for me to say, hey, listen,
Yeah.
baby, you don't have to look like that.
Right.
There's help for you in the sanctuary. I am here for you.
Something I love about Greater Higher Ground too
I am
is y'all still dress for church.
You think so? I think we dress down.
You think y'all dress down?
Yes. It's not.
I love it. If it is dressed down, I love it. I said, when I come in, I at least still see a good suit. The last time I was there, about
I
two
guess
rows
you're right.
in front of me, it was two mothers that was
Yeah.
sitting up there. I said,
still
oh, they got suits.
Yeah.
I love a good church.
And the undergarment's gonna be right, because I ain't gonna be out here telling folks undergarments being the ladies at my church.
Exactly, but y'all still dress. And I'm traditional when it comes down to church. I like traditional dressing of church, but that's just me, and I don't push nobody else to do it.
Well, if it was up to me, I would wear this to church. Like on a Sunday morning, I would preach in this.
Really?
But give me a good pantsuit. But that ain't how the foundation running. So we put on a good dress. And every now and then I put on me a good robe.
Put on a good dress.
Yeah, good dress.
Let me tell you something. It did my heart so much good. I was almost late getting over here to do praise and worship because Bishop Heath jumped up not once, not twice, not 3 times. I was walking out the door on the 4th praise break. I said, oh, I gotta go. She blessed me so it was on her. She sat down and then she jumped up as if to say I had a little more left. It was her birthday.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Mother gonna give you a good praise.
Ooh, what?
But them undergarments right.
That's it.
She ain't leaving home without the right stuff
That's
on.
right. That's right.
And she'll tell you before I tell you, baby, you don't need to look like that.
I love it.
And sometimes she tell me now, she said, you got that on in the size you want to be. That's not where you at just yet. You might need to change. Baby, you eat humble pie in my house. Yeah.
Oh God, I'm
It's the
second.
size you want to be.
I'm second thinking. Do I want to say that on this? I'm
Oh,
nervous. I'm
baby.
gonna wear jogging pants and a t-shirt. I am going to be good. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be
But you have to
good.
know mother. You have to know mother. She keeps it real. She keeps it real.
Yes. So other than apostle and bishop, who would you say is two part? One, the next in line for music influence
Mhm.
and ministry, whether ministry gift or ministry influence people in the city.
Musical,
Mhm.
musically. Bishop Steve Williams is my absolute favorite.
Yeah.
And as quiet as it's kept, Rebecca Hines over at Mount Sinai,
That.
that baby is a singer. She is a stumped down worshiper. Like, and you just have to go there to hear her. She leaves you like speechless.
Yeah,
The girl is anointed.
she is. She is.
Bishop Williams, I love, Bishop Williams is like my favorite, aside from Robert. Um, they're my favorites probably in the city.
So when you think about,
But I don't know a lot of, I don't be knowing people's names.
gotcha.
I know faces.
I got it.
So I'm probably missing somebody. My absolute favorite, she's no longer here in the city, Tamla Brinson.
Oh,
Nene
gotcha.
can sing to me any day.
Any day.
Any day.
So growing up, who did you look at?
My favorite was Yolanda Adams and CeCe Winans. Those are my favorite.
Cece's so talented.
She's so talented. She's so safe.
She's so she's
Baby.
so
Ain't it? She going to heaven. You
It
hear me?
ain't nobody else.
Baby,
going.
ain't nobody else there.
Surely she going.
Mother gonna be there.
Yes.
At the gate, I know.
Cece's gonna be waiting at the gate.
CeCe gonna be there.
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, her and Yolanda,
Okay.
just their pureness in their delivery.
Yeah.
But I have always been told in my college days that I remind people of Mahalia Jackson.
Yeah, you can hear it.
So I've listened, and when I was in Mahalia, I got a chance to listen to her music, and I can see, why people compared me to that. The richness in her voice, it was nice.
Yeah.
But CeCe and I used to love SWV. Who else? I love Jasmine Sullivan. Brandy was my all-time favorite as a kid. I feel like if I heard Brandy sing, honey, like everything
Then
just
you was good. You was good with her. You was good with her.
But yeah, that's about it. I just like good singing.
Good singing. Gotcha.
And people that can hold their own.
Yeah.
Not too sharp, not too flat. You're just a solid singer.
Yeah.
And anytime you open your mouth, it just sounds good.
Yeah. Gotcha. And when it comes to preachers, now that you're a preacher, you still saying you're not a preacher?
Who do I like?
Yeah. Or who do you like? And growing up, who did you look at?
Oh, my dad was like
The person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was that guy for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think more so because my dad was very prophetic.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was always just mesmerized that he could see into people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
And it gave them hope.
Gotcha.
So that was it for me. And I've always loved people that were prophetic.
Wow.
So yeah, my dad would be it. I have a lot of, preachers I like. I prefer not to name names.
Gotcha.
Saints gets a little messy.
Oh, you didn't say my name. Put my name on the program. You didn't say my name.
Saints get a little messy.
Gotta go back and retract. So. Gotcha.
And we live. So it ain't gonna be no cleanup.
It's not a cleanup. I'll ask after the fact.
So what I say is,
We love everybody.
we love everybody.
We love everybody.
But John Heath was it for me.
Yeah.
John Heath, he was it. And just because he was, he was a gentle giant. And he knew how to capture a room. And he could sing, he could preach, he could prophesy, and he had faith like none other.
Yeah.
So he was my guy.
Wow.
But I grew up in Ambassador Cathedral, so
Yeah.
I grew up around Sears.
Yeah.
So that was
that was second nature for you. Yeah.
That's what I love.
I love it. I love it. I think it was, trying to remember who it was, Tremaine Boo Neely, who was talking about ambassadors earlier this week. And even Patrick Mason was saying name Winston Salem choirs that everybody remembered.
Yeah.
I've had the privilege to go to different states and hear churches and be in people's churches, and also, of course, the internet allows us to.
Right.
I still feel like Winston-Salem Church is just different. It's in a class by itself. And them good old 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
We had some amazing
church.
some amazing church, and some of us still are. Some of y'all ain't. But that's not my testimony, and it's not yours either. We still have a good church over here.
We still have a good church.
Yes, we still have a good church over here. But I want to say thank you so much for sitting down with me. I have enjoyed this. I have learned too. I have learned some things.
Yes.
I'm going to book her. She'll be here. I'll be dropping that when she'll be here. So tell your mom, grandma, especially the grandmas,
get you lifted.
the sexy grandmas,
The Mimis and the Gigi's and the
yes,
Glam Moms.
all of them.
Because there's so many names now. It ain't no Big Mama or Grandma.
Right.
We have all these
I
names.
like Big Mama, Grandma.
Right.
What is the other? Granny.
Granny.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I had a granny and a grandma.
I had a grandma too.
Yeah.
I had both of mine were grandmas,
Yeah.
and my mom is still grandma.
Yeah.
Yep.
My mom gonna be grandma.
Yep. Grandma.
I said I wasn't gonna be Big Mom, but she said she ain't like that. So we gonna stick with grandma.
Grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell your grandma, your mama, your sister, your aunts, your cousins, all of them, that we're gonna make sure in 2025 that we have on the whole Under Armour of God.
The whole.
Because if it's not the whole armor, it ain't God. Again, we thank y'all so much for joining us tonight. Thank y'all for being on this journey with me as we venture out. Please make sure you go and visit bnhministries.com to get more information about what's underneath, about Pastor Heath booking, prayer requests, all things Bethany Heath Ministries. Also, please, looking forward, and you mentioned her tonight, please make sure that you mark your calendars to join me back here on February the 20th at 7 p.m. I'm going to be talking to Rebecca Hines. I'm going to be talking to Rebecca Hines, and anybody who knows Rebecca Hines knows she don't really come out
At all.
and talk to the people. I feel so honored. I feel so honored she come and talk to me because she be happy in her space.
Special gift.
Yeah. Oh God.
She's a
So
special gift. Yeah.
this has been a great start for me.
Yeah.
I feel good about this, and I'm looking forward to going higher and higher.
Yes.
Is there anything else you want to say before we add?
Thank you so much for considering me to be a part
Absolutely.
of your vision.
Absolutely.
I'm appreciative and honored and humbled. And thank you.
Thank you. Well, if you're not doing that on Sunday at 11 o'clock, make sure you slide on over to Greater High Ground. What's the address?
1354 North Trade Street.
And if you still hugging your pillow, at 11 o'clock and you can't make it, slide over to the shifting place at 12 at 1:45. But find yourself in somebody's
Find
church,
yourself.
please.
Yes, sir.
Please forsake not the assembling of yourselves.
Okay.
We love y'all. Thank y'all so much for jumping in with us this evening, and I hope that y'all have an amazing evening.
Good night.